Hi everyone, I want to come on here and do a little chit chat about how July went, what's my plans for August, and some struggles I'm going through. And I'm going to say the struggles first, only because I want to get this out of the way, because I hem and hawed if I really want to say anything. But I think it's important to address it and it's part of my healing. Okay, people know that I've struggled in the past with people pleasing and never feeling good enough, never feeling like everything I do is right. I feel like I've really struggled with trying to find my purpose in this world. And I had my very first not so nice comment. And it's not that I didn't take it really hard and like, oh, Zal, it's the fact that I realized that I still struggle with not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough, not feeling like nobody wants to pay attention to me. I realize I'm still struggling with that because it brought up some of my past. They were, I won't say they weren't extremely rude, but they were rude. It's something that you shouldn't say to somebody. And basically said, I dribbled or rambled on for 15 minutes or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So just get to it and do it. And it's like it's a stranger, so that part I don't really care. Okay, so what? You telling me to get to it? Like, who are you to tell me what to do, and why do I have to listen to you? And but it did bring up some like everything I do. Everything I do is never good enough, and I started falling into that trap. And I felt like, no, knock it off. Do not let that comment somehow justify the garbage that you put up with in your past. Don't play the victim. And I'm so proud of myself that I deleted and blocked. I am not going to put up with that nonsense. If you are not here to encourage me and encourage everybody else who's here that happens to leave comments, you don't belong in our space. And I don't know how else to say that. I want this to be a safe place, not just for me, but for everybody who might be struggling like I do. And it's easy for somebody else who does not go through what we go through to sit there and say, well, you should just do it this way and you should just do it that way. And I don't understand why you can't just do that's not your struggle. It's my struggle. And I'm not going to make it sound like my struggles are not worthy or not real because you don't go through them. And some people just show their true colors. They show their ignorance. They show they're almost like, I don't know what it is. Or it could be just that maybe they're projecting because they're struggling and they're mad at themselves for struggling. So that's how they take it out of, they lash out. Either way, I'm not going to put up with it. I'm here for you to talk to me about it. If she would have said something and how she said it in a lot nicer way, I would have responded. And I didn't respond to her at all. I just deleted and blocked. I would have responded to her if you said it somewhat, you do talk about things when you ramble, and I know that, but I should not have said that because it was putting myself down and it put that out there for somebody to say, well, you say you do it yourself, that you ramble on and blah, blah, blah. I shouldn't have opened that door because it allows for people who are not as understanding or have as much empathy or think outside of just themselves to say something like that. And I shouldn't have done it. I realized that was my mistake. So I'm really trying to watch my wording and watch how I put myself down because that's not, I'm trying to change that and be more positive. I can't change what people say to me, but I can change how I react, and I'm not going to do it. I want a safe place for this. What they say to me does not matter. It's not their life, it's my life, but I will not leave that energy on my page. So if they can't say it in a nicer way, then they don't need to be on my page because I want people to feel comfortable when they come on here. And if they want to talk about something, they don't have to be in fear of, well, I might get yelled at or I might get, oh, nasty, because I will delete it. I will get rid of it. I want this to be a safe place, but it starts with myself. I have to stop being mean to myself. And that's something I'm working on. I'm working on trying to change that somebody else's opinion of me, it does not define me. So anyway, let's get going. July was a rough month, extremely rough month. It was up and down, up and down. I did end up losing 3 point I think it was like 4 pounds. So I am down 27 pounds, but I gained and lost, gained and lost. It was just, I could have been further than it was. And I've been very hard on myself about it. I've had some very down days because of it, and it caused me to binge. And it's like, okay, it's time to nip this in the bud, because I am serious, and I know, that it's hard not to fall back into the old habits, and I refuse to go back to them. So I've caught it, and August is going to be a, nose to the, what do they call it, the grinder, and I am going to put the work in whether I like it or not. This is my full-time, full-time job. I have to treat it like it's one, and it's important to me to show to myself that I can do this, that I can have follow through. So this month, and this month only, I'm going to weigh myself every single day. Not just because then I'll starve myself the next day. It's not what I'm doing that for. I want to see patterns. I want to see what is the difference on the days that I've lost, the days I've gained. Especially being a woman and in perimenopause woman. I want to see if they're in my mood. I'm going to also keep track of my mood, so I can see the patterns of, ooh, you were feeling really down this day, and plus you also gained. It could be just hormones. I just want to see patterns, because I can't fix what I don't know what to fix. I got to be able to see the pattern. So that's why I'm doing that. I am setting myself I'm not going to necessarily say 10 pounds of this month, but I am going to, that is just going to be a goal I'm going to set. And if I don't make it, I don't make it. But I think that I need to have something to work towards. It may not work, but this month is all about grinding for this journey. My water's going super great. I haven't really done anything more on the 21-day challenge, but coming on here and leaving posts and stuff, because nobody's interested, and I'm just not going to do it. If it's not doing anything for anybody and helping anybody, I keep track of it on my Fitness Pal, so I have a way of keeping track for myself. I don't want to, it's just not worth it for me. So what else? Oh, and as far as my house, that's going okay. I've actually got a lot done, not as much as I wanted to this month, but it took me a long time to get started in July. So last couple of weeks of July was better than the first 3 weeks of July, or however you want to put that, but it's unacceptable. So this month I've already started. I have already worked a little bit in my room this morning, and I'm going to work a little bit in the afternoon, and my exercising. If there is no excuses, I'm having tally sheets that I'm marking off as every day I put a task. My mother-in-law, I call her my mother-in-law, actually told me this. This was a great plan, and I love how she does, because this is how she does things. She gets things done. She's over 70 years old, and that woman is busy all the time, and she just goes from one task. And how she does is she'll start out to pick a task number, like say you want to get 6 things done a day, do at least 3 of them, and then add 3 more, and then add 3 more for every day. So you constantly have 6 tasks to do, and I'm going to try that and see how that goes. And it really keeps her going. And if you have to stop and then go back at it in the afternoon, that's still doing your task. So say I have to work for 10 minutes a day on an area, and I'm just in a miserable, I just can't get motivated mood, do it for 5 minutes, and then go back and do it for 5 minutes. Don't tell yourself you have to do it for 10 minutes or you failed. No, you didn't fail. You just stopped for that moment and took a breath and did something else, and then you come back to it. So that's what I'm going to try. My walking, exercising is now going to be 3 times back and forth every single day. And I have, everything's going to be tallied. Far as my food-wise meal plan, I've always meal planned, but I can get kind of lazy about it. And I've kept track of what I'm eating every day faithfully, but I have a solid, I get groceries twice a week. 2 reasons for that. One, because I get them during the week while Jason's working, and I have to bring them in. They put them in a bucket for me, and then I pull them in because I figured it'd be a good way of getting exercise, because you have to lift it up and move it over. So I'm taking over that. So I only do twice a week, because then it's less groceries and it'll be less heavy and won't be so daunting on me. And then once I feel like I'm comfortable with that, I might go to once a week. But I also like twice a week, because I'm the kind of person that by the day 6 or 7, I don't feel like what I already said I was going to have. Then I end up using groceries I shouldn't use, then I don't have them for something else. So I'm doing 4-day plan and a 3-day plan. And I don't have to do, like, if I have something for tonight and I don't feel like it, I can go to something else that I had planned this week for the 4 days and have it, but I can't change it up. I can't, like, say, instead of having, say I'm having chicken with home fries and broccoli, and I decide, instead of broccoli I want to have something else, or so. No, I can't do that, because then it takes that other food away from something else I've already planned for. So it's about, again, learning to discipline myself. And it's more about that than anything else, because I need to have discipline. I can't learn discipline if I allow myself too much freedom, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to try it for a month. I can do this for 31 days. And if it's not working, if I feel like it's just okay, I will tweak it. But I need to learn discipline. And this is another way that's going to help me learn discipline. So I don't know if any of this really made sense or flowed evenly, but I'm trying to not ramble on. Oh, not because of that, just because I want to make sure that if you're watching, you hear the plan, and instead of me rambling and taking 15 minutes to say the plan. But so basically, keep up with my water, stick to my meal plans that I have, walk every single day, clean up an area every single day, and for some fun time, I also am going to, I love listening to, I'm a law of assumption gal. I believe that what you put out, you get back. Good karma, good vibes. I'm not telling anybody else that's how they have to believe, but that's how I believe. I've seen manifesting work, and I just tweak it to what works for me. And I believe the more positive thinking, and I love watching all that positive YouTube stuff, so I want to make sure I'm listening to that every day. Just starting to find a pattern or find a schedule and sticking to it, because, and I've walked off on a ramble and I can't remember where I was going with this, but anyway, my plan is to really stay on plan, get some weight off, get some momentum going, and trial by error. If I had this all figured out, I would have been skinny a long time ago, or thinner, or healthier a long time ago. So if people don't like that I keep changing, or if it's about finding something that I can do every single day for the rest of my life and not feel deprived in any category in my life. And if I can't help it if some people, are getting impatient with that. I don't have it all figured out. I'm trying to get it figured out. And if something's not working, I've got to change it up. And if I have noticed, the biggest thing for me is I need discipline. So I'm going to have to crack down and do things a little bit less, give myself less freedom. Don't give myself such leadway. I have to figure this out. I have to show up for myself. So anyway, all right, guys. If you like this, I would love to hear a comment, or at least like my video. I am a little sad that I can't find my foothold, but I'm also knowing that I'm doing this because I want to, and I know that I may lose people because I just don't seem to come on here and say, ta-da, oh my gosh, I've lost this much weight and now I'm doing this. This is a process, and I'm sharing my process with you guys. So I'm hoping that as I go along and start showing the progress, start seeing it more, and start, that, I would love to have more people, but I'm not going to beg. That's not my channel. I'm not here to say, oh, I want 1 million subscribers. So, but anyway, all right, guys, have a good day.